Imagine going 20 hours a day without electricity. You can't connect to the internet, you can't charge your phone, and to cook food, you have to rip the door off the front of your house to start a fire. This is what it's like for a nation of 9 million people, and it's just 90 miles off the coast of Florida. But with everyone obsessed with the Middle East, everyone has forgotten about Cuba. So what's going on in Cuba? Well, Cuba has an outdated energy system. It's actually an artifact of its relationship with the Soviet Union, and it relies primarily on oil. In the Soviet era, Cuba imported 90% of its oil from the Soviet Union, but in more recent years, it relies on Mexico, Venezuela, and Russia. However, since the beginning of 2026, the Trump administration has actually launched a maximum pressure campaign on the island, strangling it from any oil imports. So almost no shipments have got through since January. This is part of Trump's so-called Monroe Doctrine, which is a play on the 19th century Monroe Doctrine, which asserts that America has special authority over the Western Hemisphere. Clearly, Trump wants to try and aim for economic liberalization on the island. This is definitely the favourite approach of Marco Rubio, Trump's Secretary of State, and perhaps the next in line for Republican nominee for the President of the US. And also, many Cuban Americans actually want change in Cuba. They want regime change. They actually favour a strong action from America on the Cuban regime. However, communism has not been kind to Cuba. In fact, since 2020, about 2 million Cuban citizens have actually fled the island, the largest immigration in Cuba's history. Also, anytime there was some limited market activity allowed on the island, the economy improved. However, the political regime never let this go too far because of fear of losing control. Despite speculation, military intervention in Cuba is actually very unlikely. The president is clearly spooked after what happened in Iran, and as well, an economic strategy is possible as diplomatic talks have been ongoing in recent weeks. So we have to wait and see, but I doubt America will be invading Cuba anytime soon. We're not going to have another Bay of Pigs invasion.